All right. Looks like we're live. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Cool. Yeah, we're going. We're alive. I don't even think I need the headphones today. We're just chilling. Alrighty. Hello. My name is Gabriel Quinn. I am an illustrator, a concept artist, viz dev artist, whatever you want to say. I love drawing. I love making art. And yeah. Oh, perfect timing. We got a plane passing overhead. Excellent. Yeah, coming to you live today from New York City. We're just in the studio working on one of the IPs we've been working on stream. We've done a bunch for this IP. This is Benny's Kitchen. Just to give a quick rundown, essentially it's the relationship between this adorable dragon, which we've been designing for a while, and also this wonderful chef. And they run this dungeon-esque kitchen together, which we're still developing too. And they have a cool relationship where the chef is on top of the cauldron and the dragon spits fire under the cauldron. This is all very messy concept work, but this is how it looks before it's done. So we're kind of in that space today. So last stream, we spent a long time formatting, noodling, coming up with ideas, and it's always interesting for me to get through like a day or get through like a session streaming, kind of being like, yeah, we solved a lot of idea problems. We solved a lot of really cool stuff, like we're on the right track, rah, 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 rah. And then I check back the next day and it's like the most incoherent scribbles on earth. And I'm like, wow, that makes sense to me, but to absolutely no one else. So today we're trying to not noodle so much and kind of like not push things around so much. We are formatting this to be for a book. So you'll see kind of a couple, kind of indentations here. We have that sort of like from I don't know, I think I lifted it from some JPEG somewhere just to kind of give us an idea of what it could look like. If it was in book form, to know where that seam is, to know where the page crosses over, just so that we have that sense of separation, to know when to continue through and when to break that separation, right? So we have Benny, the chef, on this side, and we have Egg, which is the dragon, on this side. And yeah, today we're just going to be kind of plugging away, hopefully bringing these two to a finish. We did a lot of work developing these expressions. We might tighten them up a little, make sure they're all coherent, make sure they're all working stylistically together. And then, just kind of push for that finished look. So that's our intro. Let's see if anybody's, we got everybody. Let's go. Super cool. We got Mojo in the chat. Epic. We got Emmy. Mojo says, thank you for saving me from this lecture. I relate, man. I relate. Yeah. Okay, great. I hope I answered those questions well. Welcome everybody to the chat. I'm just going to grab the link to this. Classic me. Just want to make sure that people who want to see the stream can. So I'm just going to grab the link. People pop, pop, pop. Sick. Sweet. Cool. Just pinging the Discord. We've been having a lot of fun in the Discord. It's been really, really great. I'll show some of the stuff we've been doing in there later, maybe if we want a little bit of a break. So yeah. Just trucking along, man. Having a good old time. So last time we were kind of organizing the space. We were kind of feeling like we like this orientation, we like this layout. It's it's working pretty well. Of course, whenever you have to deal with page formatting that is a little more like 8.5 by 11, whenever you're stuck or you're in that zone of like working within A4, you are always going to hit that wall of it feeling maybe like less cinematic than you'd like. When you're spanning both pages, it's very cinematic. So, for instance, with our other IP that we're developing at the same time, we have some elements. Yeah. So we have like, this is also going to be in the portfolio book that we're developing. But yeah, this is this is a little bit more cinematic, epic, of course it's still kind of like a color rough, but that's kind of what it is. It's a color key. It's not supposed to be a finished thing. It's supposed to just be like a quick mood piece. Oh, we got Nabs. Let's go. Colin's in the chat. Man, we got all the homies. Sick. But yeah, so we have this stuff. Then we've also kind of got some other stuff. And I think maybe next time on stream, depending on how far we get today, I started lining up the cousins. So we have like a fun cast of characters from our Sky Pirate IP. So subscribe if you want to stay tuned for that next stream where we go through these guys. And I started to meticulously line and kind of I started and I was like, all right, let's try to be a little bit more focused and get some of this stuff done. For me personally, my biggest struggle, I'm the first to admit my biggest struggle is 100% like being focused, like staying in a zone with work. Just gotta quickly. Sweet. But yeah, so yeah. So what do we got? We got the chef guy, and I titled the stream Drawing Confidently because, man, I notice myself, especially when I'm live, kind of wanting to be perfect, wanting things to be super tight, super clean, super, official, I guess is the word. When you're projecting out to the world, you want to be at your best. And I think that despite thinking that I wouldn't feel that pressure, I definitely do feel that pressure. So we want to get back into our confidence, which is being a little bit more detached and actually being okay with drawing like a little bit slower, slowing down a little bit. I think in the military, they say slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So we want to make sure that we're in that world, but also not forgetting that rhythm of our lines and how we draw also plays a big role in the gesture and expressiveness of our characters. So do I want to start with the expressions? Do I want to start with the standing chef? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't say. Well, let's just kind of start drawing and we'll see where we get. Man. Yeah, let's just put pen to paper before we do anything else. We could even do something a little bit unrelated, I think, just for fun, just to warm up. We can do some of the strange food in the world. Like maybe there's let's grab our pen. Also, yeah, what pen do we want to finish in? I have this modified kind of HB-esque pencil that I love. I used it to line the dragon over here. So it's got a little bit of tooth to it, just like a little bit, just enough. Not too much, not too little, which allows for a bit of texture. But when you zoom out, of course, the texture doesn't read as much, and it looks good over some color too. But we could also, I think since I've done this brush for this guy, I maybe want to stay a little bit uniform with the HB, but there's nothing stopping us from being a little bit more experimental. Who knows? We got Zella Faye. Welcome, Zella Faye. Hello. Yeah, we got the whole gang. Welcome, guys. So we're back on this week, man. We're back on. It's been a long weekend. My goodness, has it been a long weekend. I don't know about you guys, but like Labor Day, all this stuff, it's just like stacks on stacks on stacks, man. It's a whole lot of stuff in a row. Oh, we got HG in the chat. Excellent. And Martin Bayes. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Sweet. Awesome. Man, yeah, so grateful to have such a wonderful community here. You guys are great. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope the streams continue to be useful for people. All right, let's do like an end of a fish, right? Sweet. Yeah, there's been like a real sense of community popping up here, which has just been such a treat, truly. If I'm not mistaken, the fish skeleton, the kind of like spinal bone thing sort of extends out a little bit. Like you'll see kind of a rib a little bit here. And if we want it to be like really fancy, we can have like striations, I think. I'm not 100%. Let's look at a salmon crosscut really quick. Oh my gosh. So interesting. It's so cool. Wow. Here, I'll bring a JPEG in so we can see together. Yeah, we want to get some of this energy in here. So I think if we want to start with some food stuff, we can start with a big juicy cut of salmon. My girlfriend and I love cooking salmon together, but I love doing it in the pan. She loves doing it in the oven. To be fair, hers is better, so awkward. But hey, cooking is so fun, man. Cooking is amazing. Nice. Nab says a big art family. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh, Emmy, that sounds so good. You made a chocolate chip oat cookie and spicy tofu mushroom stew. Delish. Very scrumptious indeed. Mojo is right. All right, let's make sure we're comfy here. Cool. Cool. Nice. But yeah, this is a fantasy world as well, so, you know, we're allowed to be a little strange with the food too, you know? Like, we can add a bit of strangeness to it. Like, that's totally allowed, right? Or like a slight angle, even. We could do like a side angle. Oh my gosh. Zella says, me and my family tried to barbecue yesterday for Labor Day. We were almost done cooking and a thunderstorm blew with 40-mile-per-hour winds and hail. Damn, that's crazy. Good luck with your quiz, Mojo. Also, Santos is here. Welcome, Santos. Sick. Welcome. Yeah, so we've got a cool salmon-y guy. All right, remember the theme today is confidence, so we're just going to move through these drawings pretty darn quick. Doesn't need to be anything insane, you know? We want to show these really unique muscle striations. Are they even striations on a fish? Is that even what they are? I don't even know. But it's so cool. It's like really cool. Whoa, that's so interesting. Okay, we can knock that back with color later if we want. Yeah, marbling in fish meat does look very scrumptious. You're right about that. Definitely Emmy, for sure. Definitely. Give it a strange sort of tail, right? Yo, Ayub, welcome. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, we'll give this fish like really interesting scales. Man, there was a minute where I was like obsessed with giving fish like these kind of scales. Like I would give every single fish I designed like these kind of scales. I thought it was really cool. Like really cool. Colin says it's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings. Man, do you guys remember when Batman came out and that song, the Nirvana song, just would not stop playing? Everybody was playing it. Something in the way. I shouldn't even hum it, dude. I've heard like even humming stuff on YouTube is like danger zone for copyright. So we don't even want to chance it, guys. Not even close. Man, I recently came across this video of this guy who did a video essay on these like hackers from like decades ago, man. And like one of them got super upset and just made this dude's life a living hell. And I was like, oh, why am I seeing this right now? You know, I was like, oh, I don't like this. All of a sudden, I'm very aware that I'm online. Cool. That's so funny. Emmy says I'm waiting for the stream to be DMCA right now. Gosh, I hope not. All we did was hum. It's a silent stream. We don't even use any music. Please. Please. Man. Yeah. What do you guys think of the no music thing? Do you guys think no music's the way to go? Or do you guys kind of wish there was a little bit of music going on? Nice. Zella says, it's chill. I like it. Colin says, I like no music so I can choose my own. You know, that was my exact mentality going into it. I was like, you know, I don't like streams where the music is really loud. One person who does it right, in my opinion, is my buddy Reagan Lodge, who is working on a comic on Twitch. It's so cool. He works on it live. He's actually, you know, one of the guys who was very supportive and like giving me advice for streaming and stuff. He's a really cool guy. But yeah, Reagan's a great dude. His stream is really cool. Emmy says, it's nice. Personally, I like super quiet, calm music, but it's completely dependent on what you find works best with your workflow. HG says, I honestly didn't even realize there was no music. It's chill. Nice. I like that. You know, we can be podcast mode. I just have to do my podcast voice. All right, guys, we're drawing the salmon flesh. Flesh of the salmon. Man, if there's one thing I really don't like put on voices, like put on internet voices. Oh man, it's like a major pet peeve. It's like doing a character to give yourself an excuse to say what you really want to say, rather than just being really authentic about how you feel. Which, to me, it's a little bit cringe. It was a little bit cringe. But, you know, it's allowed to be a little bit cringe. Give me an example. No, not going to give an example. We do our best not to gossip. We really do our best, guys. Everybody's trying to make it work, you know? You know, I will wholesomely gossip about someone that I love. Shout out to Marco Bucci. That guy's the best. I met him at Lightbox, and he said I was the first person to ever recognize him. And I was like, how does that even work? Turns out he like blew up like over COVID, kind of, you know, like he never went to any conventions like over the past 6 years. And then when he started to blow up more, it was like over COVID. So it was like the first convention he ever really went to as like an established creator. And he was walking out of the convention. And like I recognized him and I was like, that's Marco Bucci. And he heard me like from far away and he kind of looked over or whatever. And he kind of looked and I waved at him and I was like thumbs up. I was like, you're awesome, you know? And later on I was talking to him and like he was like he was like, you know, I texted my wife immediately after you saw me and I was like, let's go. He's such a nice guy, man. And I also told him I was like, man, you know, I'm thinking about doing YouTube. This was like a year ago. And he was like, do it, man, do it. You'd be great at it, blah, blah, blah. It's awesome. And I was like, let's go. Marco Bucci's the best. That guy's awesome. Great knowledge too. Oh, Mojo's back. Mojo got 100 on his quiz. Let's go. The power of the stream, guys. We set the vibes right. Nab says, personally, I love streams without music as it allows to blast my own music in the background while lurking on other streams. Yeah. You know, as it is. It's okay. Marco Bucci is amazing. Yeah, he really is. He is the best. He's a great guy. Yeah, I know he's got great videos. He's a really good dude. Really good dude. Yeah, Colin says damn, I assumed he'd been big for a long time since he's so good. Yeah, right? You'd think so. But no. Sometimes it takes some time, man. It really takes time these days, you know? To like really get established. That's why I'm really trying not to rush anything or like push anything, you know? Just let things be very natural. So just like, you know, good pace. As long as I'm making stuff and streaming 3 times a week, it's all good. Mojo says, no, you're the GOAT. I am not the GOAT. I aspire to one day goat it up. We'll see. We'll see. Sick. All right. Well, gosh, I said we weren't going to noodle this time, but we've totally noodled on the salmon. So what else is in this world? We got a piece of salmon. Well, we're warming up, you know. It's okay. Got a piece of salmon. What else we got going on? I feel like big old cuts of meat are like a thing. Oh, Zella says noodle? Noodling is when you're like just kind of like scribbling sort of around, kind of searching. Noodling is very like you're in your comfort zone and you're just kind of drawing stuff that you are like used to and whatnot. It's very... you know, it very much is what it is. Maybe we'll do another cut. Maybe we'll do like a cut of another strange thing. Right? This guy's Benny's cooking up some strange stuff. Maybe like a weird like eel or something strange, you know? Show a bit of our draftsmanship. We'll like make some like kind of buckling over the side of another one, you know? Show that weight. Green dragon eggs and ham. Classic. Exactly. That's kind of what we're going for here. We want to go for like a strange, whimsical food feel, you know? Emmy says, oh, we got a few. Zella says roast of lamb looks cool. It's true. Emmy says, were there ever periods of time in your art career where you genuinely questioned your passion for the craft? Or have you always been completely enamored with drawing? That's a great question, man. Honestly, you know, art and drawing, it's so strange because you know, from like how our education is set up and how our world is set up right now, we really, really want praise. And what's cool is there's a part of art that is so exciting and so evocative and draws you in. And that part is just the part that is just the love of it. You know, you draw a sword and you're like, this is so sick. Or like you draw a dragon and it's so cool. Or you draw, you know, like you on the couch with your cat and it's really cute. You know what I mean? Like whatever it may be. There's like, there is that feeling of wonderment, you know, where you're kind of like on the edge of what you know or discovering something you know through drawing. And I think that's such a beautiful place to be. And I love that place. That's my favorite place to be with art. And it kind of gets a little bit, it gets a little bit corrupted with praise. Because praise comes in and it validates or invalidates that genuine personal feeling. You know, Rick Rubin, the guy who authored The Creative Act, very, very good book. Highly recommend it. I'll do a book list, actually. I'll come up with a book list and I'll put it on the Patreon for the patrons. But yeah, so like The Creative Act is a fantastic book. And he kind of, Rick Rubin's kind of points out this phenomena where you want the finish to be like, you want the feeling of doneness to be before you post. Before you put it out to the world, where you are satisfied, you're happy, and that's the happiest you're going to be with the work. You're like, this is amazing. You're so happy with your own creation. You're really excited about it. Then you put it out into the world. That's like a beautiful, beautiful idea. But unfortunately, like that idea has kind of, again, been hijacked a little bit with just how our world is set up and school and everything like that. So it's hard, man, because when I was younger, I've shared this before on the stream, in the past, but when I was younger, I missed about 4 years of school. When I was like 10 years old till when I was about like 14 years old, there was like no school. And in between that time, I kind of like only drew. That was like a 4-year gap. And when you're that age, 4 years is a long time, right? And like I was in, a couple of very sketchy schools here and there or whatever, like for a few months or whatever, but nothing stuck. But during that time, kind of like what I did was sort of just kind of run around, and I just drew a lot. Like in my sketchbook, I was just always carrying a sketchbook with me everywhere I went. Always. Sketchbook and pencils, or a Sharpie or whatever. And when I went back into school, age 14, surrounded by like a million other kids and whatever like that, I took a cognitive ability test, and I was able to be accepted off of that cognitive ability test, which was super fortunate. But when I was admitted, it was like, Ayub says, what project is this? Right now, this is like life story project a little bit. No, we're working on Benny's Kitchen. We're doing some food drawings for Benny's Kitchen right now. The Dragon Chef IP. But yeah, so like in between that age, I really had nothing because I didn't know English grammar. I didn't know any math fundamentals. I didn't know history. I didn't know like any Spanish. They stuck me in a Spanish class. I didn't know any Spanish. My Colombian friend helped me do all my Spanish homework, and he like just did it for me. I like cheated on the tests and everything like that. Man, it was not good. So like, but I didn't know anything. I just kind of had to get by. Same in math class. I just sat there and I was just like, I had no idea what was happening. And then I would get things wrong because I didn't like multiply first, because I didn't know that rule, the whole like multiply before you do blah 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 blah. So it was kind of like strange that I had like no academic agency. So what I had though was all the mileage in the sketchbook, right? I had so much mileage in my sketchbook that no one else had. And we had art in that school. I had art 3 times every 2 weeks. So it'd be like a whole week and I would have like 1 art class. Or the next week I would have like 2 art classes, like that. So in those art classes, like that's where I was alive. And my teacher, Stephen Masters, bless his heart, I love him so much. Like he really looked after me and he saw a lot of potential there. And I remember sitting in that class. Mind you, I lived in Bermuda, an island in the middle of nowhere, right? Nothing is there. I didn't know anything, right? I'm 15. I didn't know anything about anything. I'm like 15 at this point, kind of. So like, I remember sitting down in an art class and he put up a YouTube video of like someone drawing and shading a skull. And I was like, whoa, this is sick. And I remember drawing the skull and with everyone else in the class, and like, it was just so much better than everyone else, like by a lot. And that's the only time I had any kind of prowess academically, right? And you know how kids are, especially kids in private school. You know what I mean? It gets very, very competitive and very, very intense academically. And I had no prowess. And I accepted all of the propaganda BS that was fed to me that like, oh, I'm not academic, I'm creative, which is the biggest false dichotomy that kids get told. And it makes me very upset when I hear it now. I get really upset. And when people put that label on me, it's like, oh, it's okay. You're creative. You're this, you're that. You don't need to do that. It's like, no, that's not true. We're good. You can be all of it. You can be creative, academic. You can be anything that you wish. So, but for me, that was huge. So that became what saved my identity, my confidence. And it kind of like, strangely enough, created like a weird, this is a very long answer to a very brief question that Emmy asked, which the question was, have I ever genuinely questioned my love for the craft? Like, is drawing something that I just do, or do I actually love it? Like, what's actually happening, in my life, in my head when I'm drawing? What's interesting is that I've been going through a lot of growth recently. And the kind of growth I've been going through has allowed me the confidence and clarity and detachment to be able to stream and to be able to do stuff live and like not mind too much, be able to work through things publicly, you know, be able to like make mistakes on air and like not feel too bad about it. Just kind of really getting back in touch with my love for the craft, you know. But heck yeah, there have been times where I've questioned my love for the craft, because here's a thing, right? Art that has been my savior, my saving grace. And I have made so many unhealthy attachments to art, because art for me, right? Art and, you know, which equals like I am an artist. And when you accept a label like this, when you accept a label of I am an artist, then all of a sudden you're super limited to certain behaviors, right? Like you can like, you know, can and cannot. You can be wacky. You can be serious, but only in an edgy way, right? You can be like fun. You can be spontaneous. You can dress crazy. No one cares, right? No, you can just say insane stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can't do, man. So when I accepted that moniker of artist, when I was like, okay, like I am an artist, that's who I am, it was super freeing and super limiting, because it gave me permission to like have a concrete personality. But it took away my agency in all other areas of my life. So like certain things I just didn't learn. I just did not learn. Like I didn't learn how to like do applications, man. I never learned that at all. When I applied to art school, I applied to one school. I did one school and I got in and I went and I loved it. But it was like, I didn't know how to I didn't learn how to manage my time, because I'm creative. I didn't need to learn that stuff. I'm an artist. Artists are messy and wacky and this and that. Artists aren't organized and this and everything like that and blah, 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 blah. So I was like fed all this BS about what it means to be an artist. And it gave me an out for things that I hadn't developed, because I just missed so much school. Right. And like, there's other personal stuff that, you know, I maybe shouldn't say on stream, you know, like family stuff, but all of that to say, it's like art for me was the savior in my life, completely, utterly and completely. And like Zella says, I'm horrible at time management. Yeah, right. But you can learn. You're allowed to be an artist and learn time management. That's okay. You know, that's fine. And then struggling with like ADHD symptoms, and you know, I have no clinical, what is it? Diagnosis. I've not been diagnosed with ADHD, but I was definitely, I was told I was told that I had it by many of my teachers, and I was told that I didn't have it by many members of my family. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But I'm still afraid to go get a formal diagnosis, because like, you know, that would spark a lot of arguments in the fam. But in any case, so all of that to say, I just saw like a bunch of people join. Just for reference, I'm answering a question if I had ever questioned my passion for art. Of course I have, 100%. I mean, this thing that I was so attached to, when I realized it was a cage, I completely shrugged it off. I completely shirked it, utterly and completely. And like, I was doing other stuff. I was working in construction. I was doing some music stuff. I was doing whatever. And like, man, I was working at a restaurant during COVID. Like after university, I just kind of like did not know what to do, man. So yeah, but yeah, I've definitely struggled. I still struggle. Like even right now, you know, art and the craft, like what's interesting is through doing all the streams, it's, made me super aware of like what I'm doing for validation. And that's a huge, huge boon, because it's like, because it's like, I can let go of that and find out what I actually want to do, you know, and where I'm limited and where I'm stuck, where I'm not letting myself actually do the work, you know, like doing viz dev work professionally. It's so freeing because all you have to do is just put the idea down, man. That's your job. Your job is to put the idea down. When you're doing it for a portfolio, it's like there's so much insane pressure that you can put on yourself. But yeah, the craft, man. Craft is definitely a lot for sure. Ayub says, Emmy says, no way, construction. Yeah, dude. I was like doing drywall and like nailing boards and framing and mudding, and I did it all, man, for sure. I've done it all. Ayub says, I don't like non-artist people calling me an artist because they just say it without any understanding. Yeah, exactly. Pernish Kate, welcome. So I tell them, Ayub says, so I tell them I'm a web designer. It's crazy, man. But yeah, I still don't know how to answer the question when people ask like, oh, like, what do you do? Or like, you know, like, oh, like if I say I'm an artist, like, oh, what kind? You know what I mean? It's like, buddy, I don't know. I draw. I like to draw. I love drawing and I love designing. I love ideas. And like right now I work in entertainment because that's where the jobs are. Jobs are in entertainment, man. But I just love drawing. You know? It's like really fun. Drawing is really fun. But yeah, I think one thing I'm discovering is that I am actually allowed to just love it for the craft. And even though I had all of those crazy attachments and all of those like really, really intense labels on art, being able to let go of a lot of those labels and just enjoy it for just what it is, which is just the joy of drawing, has been absolutely incredible. You know, I've recently gotten back into life drawing. I've been drawing like people that I know from life, and it's been like something I was always afraid of because I didn't want to mess up and like draw them badly, right? But recently I've just been doing that. I've been on the stream, you know, we've been doing stuff. It's been great. It's been really great. I've been having a ton of fun myself personally. It's been a real joy to be on stream with like such a wonderful group of people chiming in and stuff. It's been great. Visual development over artists. A little bit, yeah. Visual development, it's like it's a great vague phrase. It's a great vague phrase because visual development can mean anything, you know? So our warm-up has turned into a 40-minute noodle session of some meat cuts. Let's let's continue here. Mojo says, I love drawing poorly for the freedom of it. Hey man, that's how I developed my whole goblin style, was just finally letting go and just being like, you know, let's just do some funky, crazy designs. Let's just do it. So fun. I should do some more of that stuff for sure. We'll do like a goblin stream one of these days pretty soon, maybe, to like ease up from all the portfolio stuff. One thing that's interesting though is that, you know, as I'm working on all this portfolio stuff on stream, I'm noticing just like how many sessions I've been working on each thing. And I'm noticing how much pressure I put on myself to just like be like, I've worked on this for too long. I can't do another stream talking about the Dragon Chef IP. Like I can't do another one. Like it has to be done. You know, I have all these like opinions about how long certain things should take. And if they're taking too long, that means X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. And like, you know, not so good, eh? Not so good. Ayub says, it comes with many questions after like, hey, did you know you can draw logos and sell them for t-shirts? Oh my gosh. Dude. Oh, man. Man. Yeah. My favorite thing to say after I say I'm an illustrator is oh, I have an amazing children's book idea. I have an incredible children's book idea and I need an illustrator and we could split the profits 50-50. That's my favorite. That's my absolute favorite. They see my work and they're like, let's do a children's book together. Let's write a children's book together. And it's like, buddy, what that looks like is them telling you like, and then the kid becomes friends with the bear because the bear was his friend the whole time. And it's you writing the entire book, illustrating the entire book, marketing it, formatting it, getting it to publishers. They're not going to do anything. All they're going to do is like show it to their friends, man. They're like, we can split it 50-50. And their idea is bad. It's never a good idea. It's never like a good idea. It's a bad idea. You know, it's like JoJo's birthday goes wrong and it's like he like loses his balloon or something stupid. I don't know. It's bad children's book ideas. Oof. Housewives with too much time. They're the bane of my existence. That's the only market for like a lot of art too. When I was doing like fine art and like selling paintings, I would only sell to housewives with too much time. They just have too much time, man. Too much time and their husband's money. They would buy my paintings. We got some hot takes today, man. Damn. Oof. Colin says, wait, I'm invested in JoJo's birthday. I must know more. See, like even me just like saying JoJo's birthday, that's better than what their idea was. Like their idea is never good. It's like never ever good, man. Or they're like, my kids love the stories I make up. It's like, yeah, of course they do. They're children. They don't know anything. That's a joke. I'm joking. That's a joke. Nab says, OMG, that's so true. That gives me nightmares of my illustration classes. Yeah, literally. Mojo says, I'm in a children's illustration class right now, and it seems like the illustrator does all the work, including marketing. Fun to learn about, though. Dude, children's books are amazing. I'm a huge fan of children's books. One of the most elegant formats of art, I think, in our modern age. You know, in the advent of publishing, children's books are an incredible form of media. There were all of these books called the beginner books from Random House back in the day, kind of like with Dr. Seuss or associated with Dr. Seuss. And there's one by P.D. Eastman who did many, many books, but one called Go Dog Go. This book slaps. This book absolutely slaps. It's so good. It's like, it's so good. Like, look at this. Dog. Big dog. Little dog. It slaps. Like, give me a break. It's so good. It's a sleigh. You know, Barbara at the daycare who's like cornered you in the parking lot. She's not going to come up with Go Dog Go. She's not. Zella says, children's books also takes a lot of work just on the illustration side. It's a ton. Abe says, so basically you can make a video game, right? Oh my God. Bruh. Game dev. Oof. Nightmare. Or HD says, or hey man, I had this amazing business idea and I need a logo, merch, a banner, trailer, etc. Yeah, dude, so true. We're just ranting now about about like bad hometown clients. Oof. Mojo says, we were going through some really base children's books and they were so highly conceptual. Dude, they're all so highly conceptual. It's like so cool. Like children's books are amazing because they're for the parents as much as they are for the children. It's a really incredible thing. Paola Bolio says, slay dog, slay. Oh man, I think my girlfriend's listening right now. She'll love that. Colin says, Go Dog Go was my favorite as a kid, and I always thought it was Dr. Seuss. Yeah, well, you see the beginner book logo, and you think it's Dr. Seuss, right? Zella says, I love illustrated books like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, illustrated version. Yeah, the illustrations add a lot. Can I pet that dog? So true. Ayub, so true. Colin says, I also had this amazing one with no words called Full Moon Soup. Shout out to Full Moon Soup, whoever wrote that. Based. So maybe we continue on. I have a feeling that this guy, has an absolutely... Oh my gosh, Paula says, remember the AI children's book about the girl befriending a robot that was bad? Dude, that was so funny. That was like such a meme. Oh my gosh. It's like, yeah, you can AI generate a children's book. Just like, yeah, let's also just like put them in front of Cocomelon and like annihilate their brains from a very young age. Let's annihilate children's brains at a very young age with bad children's entertainment content. Let's do that. Let's use bright colors and annihilate their lives. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. It's a sleigh. That's a joke. YouTube, that's a joke. Cool. So we have this like strange couple cuts of meat here. I mean, the color is going to do a lot of work, I think, in this page for sure, right? Oh my gosh. Zella says Journey by Aaron Becker is also a really good one. Ooh, shout out to that book. Ayub says, when your community is too interactive, you don't make progress on your project. It's so true. Me watching the stream and making no progress either. Let's go. None of us are doing anything. Based procrastination. So I'm thinking that Benny has like an industrial size olive oil thing, right? Like just massive. So big he has to like hold it over his shoulder. Mystery meat, so true. HG says, I have these amazing books that are constructed like travel notebooks with illustrations, secret codes, but for dragon races, other mythical creatures. So cool. Oh man, I remember some of that stuff too. Like I remember the ology books, like dragonology, Egyptology. So cool. Yeah, I know, it was great. Content, yeah, educational content for children. It's like such an incredible, noble form of art, in my opinion. Like that's why a huge pivotal shift happened for me when I realized that I was much more suited for animation than I was for games, and much more suited towards like content for all ages than I was for like adult content or like young children content, because that evergreen quality is just so beautiful. Zella says, I think I know what book you're talking about. Yeah, I think so. Like they had code breaking stuff and like little things here and there. Like it was really cool. It's like a really cool vibe. Yeah, check this out. So he's like pouring it in. He's like, hold, like this is how big it is. Like a big bottle. Glorg, 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 glorg. Glorg, 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 glorg. Glorg. He's glorging. Man. Man, oh man. Yeah, we're so lucky right now. We're so lucky to be alive where we're able to experience and be part of like the new contemporary movement of art. You know, we can like learn so much from artists of the past. It's all at our fingertips. We're able to ingest, interpret, rediscover, re-fall in love. You know, like a lot of people say like, I was born in the wrong generation. I wish I was born in this era or that era and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know, by being in the modern world, like you kind of are in that time as well. Like you can experience all of the content and wonder of that time, you know, through research, curation, everything like that. Like you can live how you choose, and we have access to so many different ways to live, so many different aesthetics to be enchanted by. And it's like how lucky we are, right? I think we're extraordinarily lucky. I'll have to do some kind of fun little label for this at some point. Chef gets quite the workout in his kitchen. Oh yeah, Chef gets major workouts in the kitchen. It's half the fun. Do his little feetsies. His little tiny little feetsies. Maybe he's squatting. Maybe we do him with a little squat. That's funny. Wait, I like it. That's really good. Oh man, this is great. Yes. Oh man. Squatted out, dude. I don't know why this reminds me of like how Med draws a little bit. The boy. I need to do an emotionless beautiful girl though. Then we'll be really medcore. Truly medcore. It's a joke. I love Med. He's awesome. OG plagues. You guys are funny. Man, what a cool community. I'm like so lucky that such wonderful people have like found my streams. Zella says, I really like your shapes, Gabriel. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I love shapes. I love good shape. I love juicy shapes. I really want to continue to improve my shapes though. I feel like I've been pretty complacent this year. Like the whole year I felt pretty complacent. Like I kind of plateaued a little bit, but man, all the family stuff, everything. Ugh. What a man. Sometimes things are just like a colossal waste of time. And you realize on the other side of it, and it's just like you kind of have to have a little bit of a grieving process of like, damn, like you really tried to make something work and just like nothing happened. And you kind of just got to like be okay crying about it for a day, you know? You got to just be okay with it, man, because it just happens in life sometimes, you know? You realize a little bit late something was, well, you know, it's never too late to realize something like that, right? Realizing it too late would be not realizing it all. Oh, Mojo says Katana Girl. Should we do a Katana Girl break? Let's do a Katana Girl break, but let's make it like sick. Let's do like a sick Katana Girl. We're going to do hard round sketching, you know. For some reason, when I sketch hard round, it's like interesting stuff happens a little bit. Gosh, do you guys hear the vacuum cleaner? I'm so sorry if you hear the vacuum cleaner. Man. Hard round is fun. Hard round is fun. I had a whole phase where I was like hard round only. Might be time to return to that for like a bit. Who knows? All right, what's our Katana Girls deal? We're so sidetracked. Oof. Big sidetrack moment. You know, we'll make her super, super flow. You want shapes? I'll give you shapes, baby. Vacuum cleaner ASMR. I'm so sorry, guys. Who is it? Of course, right below me. 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, vacuuming. Gosh, the audacity. I can't believe it. I absolutely cannot believe it, guys. I cannot believe it, guys. Wow. All right, I want some like strong vertical shapes and some strong horizontal shapes if I can. That'd be really cool. Or like a slight changed shape. For some reason, I'm feeling like this cool, like strange kind of grip. I always love this kind of grip on a sword for some reason with like a particular character. Oh my gosh. Vacuum lore. Sorry about the vacuum lore, guys. It's too much lore to handle. My goodness. All right, we got some fresh faces in the chat. Let's go. Ulysses says, "Hi Gabriel, I like your drawings. I like you. I like your eyes." Thank you. I like your eyes. I can't see them, but I like them. It's just how it's going to be. Ulysses also says, "I have a question. I ask to every streamer I love. You got that time machine okay, you have a time machine and see your 20-year-old self thinking about his future art career. What would you say to you?" Oof. Mojo says, "Make that the Discord banner." Maybe. Gosh, what would I say to me? Well, if I were to look back at my 20-year-old self, let's see. I would be a year into university. I'm 25 now, so it's only 5 years ago. You're asking me to look. So let's see. What would I say to me? Man. I like literally cannot think with this insane leaf blower. Their apartment can't be bigger than mine. Like, how there's not that much square footage. How are they still vacuuming? What would I say? What would I say to 20-year-old me, man? Gosh. I don't even know, man. I think I would really stress or say that just keep up with the studies, because the freedom you get from the fundamentals is very special. It's like a very unique freedom. And don't worry so much about making everything your magnum opus. You know, there's like so much time to work on your projects that will define you. And just get in the door, man. Get a job somewhere. Just do something. I think I spent way too long chasing the idea that I had to enter the industry as like some kind of like young hotshot, you know, some kind of young like bruh. Okay. Yeah, some kind of like young hotshot protege, like, oh, who's this Gabriel guy? He's so good. Like, where did he come from? You know, like, because that's how people talk about people that are really good at a young age. And I wanted to be one of those people. Well, I thought I had to be one of those people, man. Like, I definitely have one of those things in my life where it's like, if I'm not exceptional, I'm not allowed to exist. Like, that was the narrative in my mind for a long time. So if I wasn't exceptional in everything I did and successful in everything I did, like I should have like not been created. Like I should have like not existed. That was kind of the logic for me in my mind. So I think I would have tried with 20-year-old Gabriel to maybe break that a little sooner. I still haven't broken it completely. It definitely comes up again and again and again for me. That feeling of like, why are you even doing this? Like, why are you even here? Or like, why are you trying this? Or like, you know, if you're not like very well known and like very good at like 18, then you should just quit, or you should just this, or it's like not worth pursuing, not worth continuing. And I'm only 25 and I'm already in it. Like I'm already doing it, you know, but even when you get the work and you're doing the work, it's like, it's like your bar. And if you have that kind of complex, your bar immediately resets, because then it's like, it doesn't matter that you're doing work. You need to be doing work at like Disney, or you need to be doing work at like DreamWorks, right? It's not just like, I'm actually finally working as an artist. It's like, this work is not prestigious, and like I shouldn't be doing it at all. I'm like wasting my time with this and my potential, and I'm 25, and you know, I need to be an art director in my 30s, and I need to get work here and here, but I'm not in LA, and I'm not this, and what do I do, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, those voices for me are so loud, and they were even louder at that time. So I think with young 20-year-old Gabriel, I would have said just to calm down and just be very, very grateful for where you are, very grateful for your options and what you can do. You know, there's so many in this world who wish for like a chance at a creative career. And I have one. So it's like so lucky. So I think, yeah, that's what I would try to stay. I would try to instill some gratitude, I think. If I could do anything. Okay, we're changing the gesture of Katana Girl here. She's instead going to be like all moody. She's going to be like, oh, my past. I'm so sad. And my palm is against the blade because I'm an edgy katana girl who has a sword. Wow. Colin says, I'd find 20-year-old Gabriel and beat him up. He probably needed that, man. I think younger Gabriel needed to get beat up maybe once. I don't know. I don't know, man. One of the worst things you can do is develop a complex out of your insecurity of like false humility, but also like prowess, like having narratives in your mind of like, oh man, you know, people don't really want it bad enough. People don't want this. People don't want that. I'm the kind of person who really wants it, and I'm the kind of person who's actually doing the work, and everyone else isn't actually doing the work. That's a great way to stagnate. That's a really great way to stagnate, is to have those narratives. And that's exactly what I did, is I stagnated for a long time. And, you know, those periods of stagnation is like normal. It's part of it, you know. You have to kind of stagnate before you can learn that you want to be efficient. So it's like all these growths, so many of them are necessary, but you meet people on occasion who like learned that the easy way, you know? They're just like, you know, I'm just going to work really hard and do the most I can do every day and have a really humble mindset and get good and enjoy art. And I'm like, wow, you just kind of got there before me in a spectacular way. Like that's awesome. And, you know, of course, a little bit envious, of course, a little bit sad for my former self, but hey, man, that's life, you know? That's life. And I know people are looking at me with that same idea of like, you got it so soon. I wish I got it sooner. Like you. And I'm seeing other people going, you got it so soon. I wish I got it sooner than you. And they're thinking, oh, they got it so soon. I wish I got it as soon as they did. You know what I mean? So never ending. Mojo says random, but the movie Surf's Up has a great message for artists and creators. It's also a banger I must recommend. Dude, Surf's Up, one of the greatest movies ever made. Hands down. It's so good. We'll call it The Maverick. That's all I'll say. Ulysses says, looks like every young artist wants to get special. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe. You know what I mean? Like special, like they want their art to be good, man. Everybody wants their art to be good. And it's a very long road before your art starts looking good. It's really hard before your stuff looks good. And you think you know what good looks like, and you get better. And your opinion changes, because of course it does. You know, your ideas about yourself change, your goals change, the artists that you look up to change. And that's fine. That's part of the process. Oh my God, the vacuum again? Gosh. They have a rug collection or something. I don't know. It's okay. I love my neighbors. They're really nice. I've never like met them, but I've like seen them around doing little stuff, you know, here and there. They're allowed to vacuum. It's fine. It's New York. I'm like amazed there's not more sound pollution around me. It's kind of a miracle. HD says, that's good advice. How did you get your first job? And did you know exactly what you wanted to at that point, or at least somewhat? Moja says, it's also nice to get out of the habit of instantly feeling the need to compare when seeing someone else's art rather than just fully appreciate it for what it is. That's so true. It's a great thing to always remember. It's hard for me to do that, man. Very hard for me to do that. So the question, did I know what I want? So the way I got my first job was, well, I mean, it depends on what you define as first job. Like, I've done so much random stuff, and like, I don't know if it's ever like some people have a super clean resume. Like, I think like Amy Thompson, she was like at Ghibli. She like got a job at Ghibli, and she was just like a Ghibli artist. And then she did like clean up, and then after that she went to Disney, and then she's an art director now, and you know, all that stuff, right? But for me, man, like kid from Bermuda, I had like no industry connections, no idea about the animation industry. I wasn't doing like internships. Like I wasn't going to school for viz dev or animation or anything and being like, I want to do this. Like I was just an artist. I drew. I went to school for illustration because I couldn't go to school for anything else because I didn't have the grades or the classes. So it was my only option. And I said, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm just going to only do this. I guess I'll figure it out, whatever it is. And I went to school for illustration. And during that time, like my work was put in like shop windows, and I was like, you know, doing stuff, commissions, this and that. And then I got hired in a startup as like a creative guy. We were like developing a self-development application, and I was doing UX and UI for that for a while. I was like learning UX and UI. And then, gosh, what else? What after that? Like, just doing paintings, selling paintings. I was an event photographer for a while. Like, it was super roundabout way. My first job, like animation industry job, was I was asked to hop on a project as a duo with like a good friend, who honestly was really cutting me a break and being like, hey man, like you got potential, hop on this project. You know, I'd been like really, really on it, really, really wanting an opportunity. And it was cool enough to get one, man. And I got one, and it was great. I did work with Spin Master Studios in Canada, working on a TV show pitch, and it was awesome. Did character design, prop design, story art, and, you know, I really developed a lot of chops for that, and I learned a lot on the job. And after that, I got a great gig working for a company called Pixel Vault. I think they're producing a game now. I was doing just world building for them for like half a year, man. Just straight world building. That was awesome. That was great. Yeah, and then like odd jobs here and there and stuff. But did I know exactly what I wanted to do? Absolutely not. I mean, people cling to a label immediately because they're like, I know what I want to do. I want to be a character designer. And it's like, I don't know, man. Do you? Like, do you actually? Or is it like a thing that like you like drawing people and you want to continue drawing people, and and you're afraid of like drawing scenes and perspective and lighting and this and that. So it's like you're afraid of stuff, and then you're saying I'm a character designer, because that's what I did. I totally did that, man. I was like, I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of light. I'm afraid of being asked to turn this scene. I'm afraid that I don't know 3D, you know, all that stuff. And then being like, well, I'm a character designer. I'm a blue sky character designer. And it's like, I don't even know if that's, you know, is that an actual thing? But, you know, yeah, luckily for me, things worked out, man. And it turns out I had a lot more capacity than I thought I did. You know, you'll always surprise yourself. It was weird. It was like the stuff I was confident on, I was actually like way less prepared than I thought I was. And the stuff that I was not confident on, I was like way better at than I thought I was going to be. But I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I'm still figuring it out, man. You know, like right now I'm freelancing. I do a lot of character design freelance. I mean, right now I'm doing comics freelance, which is just story art plus, you know. But yeah. Mojo said, confirmed Gabriel is a vampire. He's afraid of light. Very true. I am a vampire. But yeah, I will say what people say about the art gigs, like, you know, you got to really want it. Like, it's true. You got to really want it, and like let people know you really want it, man. You're not going to get that imaginary phone call. It's just not going to happen. This is a fun design. You know, we're doing a katana girl, but it's like a really strange katana girl. But I like it. I really like it, man. That's funny. HC says, thanks for the answer. For sure. Zella says, how do you feel about garlic bread? I mean, if I could metabolize gluten successfully, I would have garlic bread every day of my life. You know, gluten-free garlic bread's fine. It just doesn't hit, you know, it's not the same. It's not the same, man. Forge, so unforge. Ulysses says, really nice answers and resonates a lot. I'm so glad. You know, like, this is hard, man. An art career, incredibly hard. And then here's the thing, right? You pick an art career, everybody's staring at you, man. Or at least that's how it feels, right? Because you're like, I am an artist. People have 1 Brazilian opinions about what it is to be an artist. They're like, oh, be careful, starving artist. Oh, does that really work? Oh, is that really a thing? Is this really this? Is this really that? It's like, dude, people have like 1 million opinions. 1 million opinions, very little support, a lot of skepticism. It's hard, man. It's hard to push through with a lot of skepticism. And for me, you know, someone who doesn't want to rely on the kind of motivation of like, I'll show them, you know, I've been trying to do a lot less of that in my life recently. If your only motivation is I'll show them, it's like, yeah, that'll last until you don't have to show them. And then what? You know, you're not showing anybody. You're showing yourself, maybe. You don't even know yourself at that point. You're just an anti them. You're not a for you. You're an anti them. Gosh, you guys got me ranting today. Lol. Good grief. Good griefs. Man. Well, I'm glad things resonated with you guys. Damn, turns out our Drawing Confidently stream kind of took a bit of a detour. Gosh, we're an hour and 20 in. All right. Let's clean up some bad boys here. We did our little katana girl for fun. It's not like a real katana girl. It's kind of a bit of a meme at this point. Do her cool scabbard maybe. One day we'll do a true katana girl. It's kind of cool shapes though, you know? So, let's just get after it, guys. Let's get after this bad boy. One way that helps with line art is actually turning the underlayer a different color. Like, sometimes I forget to do it, and it really throws me off for like a while. And I'm like, damn, why don't I like this? It's like, ooh, awkward. I was not giving myself the opportunity to make it good. Cool. Yeah, we'll try and use the same kind of color here. Same line weight too, if we can. Let's see. Nice. Ulysses says, the hardest thing I'm learning right now is enjoying learning art because everything I'm making is not good. And will be for a long time before at least a decent level. You know, that's true. Making drawing a habit and sitting at the table even if it's hard. Yeah, man, that initial push. Gosh, it's really easy for artists who are like in it for maybe over a decade, whatever, or someone like me who's just been doing it his entire life, you know, either efficiently or inefficiently, but still the whole time. Like, it's easy for people to forget what it was like to literally not be able to draw, like not be able to just like put down lines that are good and that, you know, you like. It's real easy to forget that. Truly. And I think it really shows in a lot of educational content. There's like not a lot of sensitivity for that feeling of like, you know, feeling like you have no agency in your work. It's tough. All right, we'll do strong bags under his eyes. We'll definitely use that. Eyelids are a really important part of expression, more than people would expect, I think. A lot of times when people simplify, they omit eyelids, and you're really missing out. Like, unless you have to omit eyelids, right? Or like you don't think about eyelids. Like even something like, you know, Steven Universe or whatever, like they're implying eyelids when you're doing eye shapes, you know? Like this implies an eyelid. Or this. But it's like always keeping it in mind on like what's happening with the expression. But yeah, going through all these portfolio pages and stuff, kind of seeing how much I have left to do, you know, not a whole lot of time to keep noodling on this. I kind of just got to go for it because everything kind of has to get done this month. So it's kind of crunch time. I might up the amount I stream, actually. We'll see. We'll see what I do. Do some Sky Pirate stuff. See how that reads. All right, it's not bad, not bad. Maybe we want to leave this open so that we can fill with a color that we like. Zella says, I have the same problem of just sitting down and drawing. Struthless has a cool event theming going on right now called Alphabet Superset to get into a habit and out of burnout. Man, Struthless, one of the best YouTube channels for creativity, I think, in my opinion. He's a really, really good dude, it would seem, and like a really, really cool guy. Approaches problems in a really, really healthy way, I think. And yeah, it's very relevant. Actually, revisiting his content was a huge reason why I wanted to kick off and start streaming. I was like, damn, dude, there's a market for, not a market, but, there's a need and a want for this kind of content. Yeah, Struthless is awesome. We love him, dude. We love our Aussie boy. Yeah, the sitting down and drawing thing, man, I think the biggest remedy to that, to be honest, is just to keep moving, man. Just to keep moving. Like, for all the years I was building up a ton of mileage, it was like I was in the cafe, I was drawing. I was out with friends, I was drawing. I was with my family, I was drawing. And it's like, it wasn't arduous, and it wasn't like people frame it like, you gotta grind, you gotta do this. It's like, yeah, maybe. But I made drawing just a part of how I saw the world, how I thought. I would think while I drew. I would reflect while I drew. That kind of stuff is super, super important and helpful when you're trying to get into the habit of drawing. To make it a part of your life holistically is really good. You're going to improve really quickly if you incorporate that in, I think. Whoa. Cool. All right. Got a big old lip here. Big old boy. Man, I love flipping canvas. It's great. Ooh, gotta drink more water, man. Ooh, Nam says, for the sitting down and drawing, the 1 hour character design challenge is also super helpful to beat down art burnout and the issues of overthinking everything. Oh, man, so we run this 1 hour character design challenge in the Discord pretty much 3 times a week now. Yeah, we've been doing it 3 times a week, steady. So let's show some, man. Let's do it. So yeah, in the Discord channel, which anyone can join through the Patreon. It's $3 a month if you guys want to join. We run challenges every week. We set goals, reflect, talk about what we could do better, all that stuff. And we had this really unique challenge where we basically take 2 words randomly generated and kind of create stuff. And I show them on stream a lot. And some of the ones before were really great, like Ayub's like wonderful. The prompt was boat detective, so this cool undersea detective, and this great illustration by Mojo did a great job. My little kid investigating the tooth of a shipwreck, with his detective uncle, father, who knows. Colin's great idea, everybody did such a great job with this one. And the most recent one was Neil and Betray. It was like a cool combo. So we had like some cool, very abstract illustration ideas from Mojo. We had a great drawing from Nabs, who's in the chat right now. This is a wonderful character, like a conniving snake character. Colin did a fantastic, this is my personal favorite, did a fantastic drawing. Great gesture. A betrayal and kneel. It's like, wow, such strong, powerful storytelling here happening. It's great. And Seth did a great design. Look at this cool three-headed mask. Excellent props, cool commanding pose. My idea, I ended up taking it in a bit of a different direction after, but kind of like a fairy nymph rescuing a soldier that betrays the code of magic or something. And Lashy did this great like bunny infiltrator shinobi who like infiltrates other shinobi troops and from the inside out. And Ayub did this cool scorpion themed female character with a scorpion tail that I think he later updated, which was cool. Which also, yeah, sometimes we like update them after, which is dope. Like this one was the kind of final one that I got to, which was kind of more in line with my initial concept, which is cool. Lashy, and then we did another challenge which was like much shorter. It was a 20-minute challenge, and it was walk and pierce. And Lashy did this great sketch. Iris did this great drawing of like, and it's only 20 minutes, so you got to come up with an idea, but like a cool duel on a thing, walk and pierce. It's cool. And then Kelly did this one, right? Yeah, Kelly did this great rat in a suit. Like, this is so cool. And Nabs did this great drawing. I love it. It's awesome. Classic. Colin did this great character too. And it's cool to see where people take these different prompts, right? But that was really fun. Mine was like a battering ram guy, like he's about to pierce the gates, and he's like stepping up to thwack through the gates with this big log battering ram. Ayub did this great rhino design, rocket powered rhino guy. And his updated design from the last one too. It's great. It's good fun. So we do those 3 times a week. Anyone can join. Link in the description for sure. Yeah. But yeah, the 1 hour character design has been helping me too a ton. Stay just clean, tight, feeling pretty good. Mojo says, yeah, the character design challenge helps me since I make up for a lack of verbally speaking through art. But it's something I want to balance out, so it helps to talk and listen about our art. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, right? So great. Yeah, great job, guys. Zella says, do you have a plot for Benny's Kitchen? Kind of. The plot for Benny's Kitchen is basically just this dragon and this chef kind of get up to no good. Or like the dragon gets up to no good and the chef kind of needs his help begrudgingly a little bit. But they're friends ultimately, like they're very close. But yeah, the dragon's like up to mischief and the chef kind of gets stressed or upset, but he's like very in the zone. So, the idea is like the focus could be on either one of them and it would be entertaining. It's kind of the pitch for Benny's Kitchen, I think. But really, we just want a fun duo. You can kind of build an ensemble outside of a core duo. And when you do that, like for your world building or whatever, like you end up making every other character much more of an extreme. Like outside of the core duo, everything becomes like very two-dimensional. But it's a good thing. LT Klutzy, welcome to the chat. Welcome, buddy. Salmon's here. Welcome, Salmon. Welcome. Everybody's in. Let's go. Gosh, you guys are awesome. Man, very, very, very thankful for the wonderful audience here on YouTube and for everybody who joined the Patreon. Like, it's so cool, man. So cool. It's been so fun doing the challenges with everyone. It's been really, really special. Yeah. I'm thinking about I'm still on the fence about it, but starting like a feedback tier, like if anyone wants like narrative feedback for their work. But I'm kind of ironing out pricing, like what format would it be? Do people actually really need help with the narrative stuff? Because that's kind of like where I specialize mostly. There are other great classes for anatomy and technical drawing stuff, but not a whole lot of stuff for storytelling, I don't think. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably gauge with some polls and stuff. See if we finally want to extend the Patreon and unlock another tier of the Patreon. Ooh. Ooh. We'll see. Sick. Oh, Klutzy asks, how's the percentage complete on the portfolio booklet? Let's do a run through. It's not super complete, and we keep making it longer, so I don't know if it'll get done. We'll see. We'll see. It'll get done to the degree that it does, right? So we have our Sky Pirates. They're doing their thing. I think this was flipped. Yeah. We have our Sky Pirates. What else do we have? Yeah, we have the cover page not done. We have a battle scene, which is just scribbles right now. We have the ship page, which is almost done. We have the hangar page, which is not done. The big ship, which isn't done. The captain, which isn't done. The bunk page. I don't know if we'll include this page. Maybe I'll clean some of these guys up or something. Kel, we're still working on the expressions. We're having a good time there. We have finally ported in a lot of the kind of more Cirque characters, which is cool. Oh yeah, we had I was potentially going to do a bunch of story beats, but that's we'll see how much time I have. And then we have the color key, this is really close to being done actually. Only a couple more touch-ups here. The keyframe of the circus pirates tying up a ship. That'll be good when it's done. The circus family, which is blocked in pretty much. We have everything in the right place. And then we have all the cousins. That'll be really fun to finish as well. We have their ships, which we designed on stream. That'll get done. Allegra, she might get her own page. I don't know. This line art's pretty good. I don't know. This is extra. Yeah. And then we got Benny's Kitchen, where we have the main page, the Chef and the Dragon, which is what we're working on now. The kind of food page, if we want to do a food page. I don't know yet. We got Katana Girl, which we can remove her from this. She can go to the nether realm of the top of the file. The nether realm. Yes. We have a cool kind of splashy page here where we have the mechanics of how everything works in the kitchen, or just the fire and the cauldron thing mostly. Which will be really fun. And then we have the keyframe, which we might do, which is the dragon shooting fire under the cauldron and the chef giving the thumbs up. It's kind of doubling on this concept. So we'll see. We'll see what we actually want to do. And then afterwards, we might do Fish World. We have some Fish World stuff we might do. I don't know yet. We're definitely not going to include the Vikings, even though they're sick, and I love the drawings. This one's one of my favorite drawings, I think. But I don't know if we'll include I don't think we will. No, too much time has passed. Cool. But yeah, that's the percentage. So everything's in progress. Nothing's done. We're going to eventually have to start just finishing stuff up, Eventually. But for now, we're not panicking. We're good. We're having a good time. This page, I think getting this page done is going to do a lot for confidence in the project. That'll also help, I think, kind of finish some of the other pages as well. This one, yeah, I'm looking for better viz dev work right now. So I'm hoping that finishing this page and maybe the interior and some of the food stuff, if I can finish these pages in next couple days or so, could attract some good freelance, post it up on LinkedIn, update the portfolio. You know the deal. You know how it is. Gotta always update, right? Klutzy says, looking amazing, but definitely a lot to finalize still. Yeah, weirdly enough, when I want to be, I'm like really good at finishing things and being like really fast and efficient, but I kind of need urgency. And I think that I need to sort of solve a bit of my framing around urgency. Like, you know, this is common among at least people who have ADHD, which unconfirmed, but you know, there's a strange phenomena where you can't really process urgency very well. And I definitely feel like I relate to that issue a lot. And so wanting to adapt a little bit of my framing so I can have a bit more urgency with the portfolio stuff, you know? Otherwise, I'll just be in a perfectionist spiral forever and ever. Not so good. Not so good at all, guys. Not so good at all. Salmon says, why are they sky pirates? Did something happen to the sea? Yeah. So the lore behind Sky Pirate World is that like the terrain is like, it's like this, man. You know what I mean? It's like ups and downs and like levels and craziness, like all this stuff. Like there is no flat plains. There's no like valleys or anything. Like it's all very, you know, like canyons and plateaus and high places and stuff. So going by sky is really the most efficient way to go up and down to traverse the world. So I guess I got to show that too, don't I? Gosh. It's easier when it's on the noggin. Am I right? Am I right? Cheese World. Yeah, we should do Cheese World, man. Sick. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I love answering the chat questions. It's so fun. You guys are great. You guys ask really good questions, that's for sure. Best audience in the game? Oh, sick. Mojo says, how do you recommend going about consolidating your portfolio? I have all these random pieces all over the place, but I don't know if I should make 10 different portfolios for separate circumstances. So that's like a super easy pitfall to fall into, is feeling like you have to include every single thing that you do. Part of that is kind of like being a little bit precious. You're like, well, I can do this. Well, I can do that. Well, I can do this. A part of it's a little bit needy. Like, well, I can illustrate and I can concept and I can do this and I can do that. It's kind of like very much sort of energy of like, please hire me. Like I can do anything that you need me to do. But people don't really actually like hiring those people. People actually really love clarity. Like they love clarity. So if you can literally say like, this is what I do, then it's like, yeah, maybe in your head you'll have less options, but actually you'll have concrete options, like more options. So in this process that you're in of like figuring out your portfolio, figuring out what you want to include, I actually wouldn't worry too much about content or worry too much about like, oh, it needs to be this, needs to be that, this project or this kind of work or this kind of thing. Just like make sure, gosh, I hate saying this, or I don't know if this is useful, but it's like, make sure it's like good. You're like, these are my drawings. I can draw. Like, look at how I've used light here. Look at how I understand how to pose the human form. Like, you'd really be surprised how bare bones you can be, or like what you need to actually like work. You know what I mean? Like, but, yeah, I think that I wouldn't make the mistake of being too spread out. So focus a little bit. Yeah, like focus in a little bit. You can include fringe stuff. But yeah, it's also so much about it is like how you format it too, right? So if you have a bunch of non sequitur stuff, that could literally be like one slide. It could be like a whole bunch of non sequitur stuff. And that could be like a cool, like, hey, here's what I do. Or like, hey, here's my life drawings that I do. It's like people love that. Like art directors love life drawing. They love plein air and stuff. So it's like, you chuck a page of plein airs, a page of life drawing. It's great. They're like, oh, sweet. So you draw all the time. Like you draw a lot. Good. It's not as deep as you think, especially when you're starting out. Like, but being good is being good is abstract, but that's like the most important thing as far as I know. I don't know. I'm glad it helped for sure. But definitely reference, go, listen to other people and what they have to say about portfolios and stuff. Like I'm like one voice. And for me, I don't have a very, consolidated, well put together portfolio. So definitely get your advice from people who like are really on it too as well. Okay. We got more. Taking smaller, consistent steps. Exactly, Klutzy, exactly. HD says, I may have a weird question about the Sky Pirates world. How does agriculture work in this world? Like, efficiently, if there aren't any flat or wide plains. Not every society is built in, like, that kind of agriculture. Like, definitely you're going to see smaller communities. And if you have like a kingdom or something like that, then that kingdom or whatever is going to have a lot like developed, So yeah, exactly, like garden terraces, that kind of stuff. Like when you're thinking about that, like if you have like a centralized kingdom, you know what I mean? Then like the city that they build, on top of whatever, like it could be an unusually large plateau that they have access to that they can utilize for that purpose, But the trade of goods, and the export and import of goods like outside of these like large kind of regions where there's lots of valleys and lots of things, like it's less so that you need an airship to go anywhere, but more so that to actually make it worthwhile, then that's the way to do it. You know what I mean? You can't haul that stuff across a bridge. You can't build bridges like that. So having an airship, they can just go like squeep over here. All of a sudden, that's like way better than like wah 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 wah. But of course there will be plot lines and people and whatever who actually do that, but they're just not as efficient, man. We're looking for like the commercialization, and the only reason that pirates would ever exist is because there is a rich commercial network that you can actually like reap from. You can like reap the harvest, of those vessels. And it won't be so devastating that they'll always come back again, right? Because you can't make your living as a pirate if there's nothing to steal. So, what else? Ayub says, by watching you work, I started shifting my focus from technical to conceptual potential. I'm not a good painter, and I don't like painting, so I guess focusing on story is the best I can do. Definitely do both. So one thing that I realized recently, especially through streaming, is actually that like my storytelling is great. I can rely on my storytelling. I can rely on my instincts. That's fine. But I actually should focus more on technical levels, because when you start to want to like raise the roof of your potential, and for me, like I want to get work in feature animation, like I trust my ideas. My ideas are fun, but like I gotta get better, like just better at drawing, better at painting, all that stuff to be able to work at that level. But for now, like I can trust my story, my storytelling comes through in everything I do. So I can rely on that for sure. But yeah, we're still figuring it out, man. Like I'm still figuring it out 100%. No claims here to have it all figured out. But yeah, if it's like, I have thoughts on that, but maybe I'll save them for in a little bit. We'll see. Parnesh Kate says maybe they keep birds. Oh, for sure. Like what's cool about world building like that is that you can just go forever, man, forever and ever and ever with the world building. And for me, I will go forever and ever and ever if nobody stops me. So with the Sky Pirates, the the fun there is just to do these great ships, these great bombastic moments, these fun characters, and leave it there. For world building, I'm going to be using Fish World, because Fish World is very compelling visually, like very compelling, very thematic, very clear. Shows a lot of skills all at once. Salmon says, then there will be a tough anti-pirate military force. Maybe that's why One Piece has a world government in the Marine. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, you need these bodies to conflict. Like, you need these bodies of people to conflict with each other. It's necessary for storytelling. And so for the pirates, they have their natural rivalry they have with each other, and the anti-pirate military force is like more of a joke than anything. Like, they can't really do much, you know, like they're kind of there just for show. But the pirates always really end up getting the better of them. But with each other, that's when it gets interesting, right? And that's when you can tell an interesting story, like understanding what a force represents. I mean, even in Arcane, they kind of did that. Like, the military police force in Arcane like wasn't super active. It was kind of these two extreme forces, with like the kind of police force being this strange kind of middle ground, sort of like expendable prop a little bit. Ulysses says, by the way, any tips about overthinking in design? When do you stop? Okay, so that's a great question. So one of the methods of world building is found world building. So for instance, like, I talked about that a lot in a past portfolio stream where I talked a lot about Fish World, which was really fun. And basically, found world building is when you are in an explorative mode, you're drawing, and as you're designing, you're discovering things about the world, right? So for instance, when I wanted to do Sky Pirates, I was just drawing Sky Pirates. I was like drawing cool Zeppelins. I was drawing big spiky Zeppelins and like cool stuff, and, you know, like cool guys with big spiky things. And they were like, rah, they've got like, they're holding cannons and they're cool and they're all that stuff. And I'm like, wait, why are they in the sky? And because I said I wanted Sky Pirates and I thought it was dope, I was like, okay, well, the terrain's all crazy. Like, that came after. The terrain came after the pirates. And I ran through multiple storylines before I landed on the one that I felt was actually the most punchy. Like, I had like another third party that was like very, you know, like boy lost and like a prince who was blah, blah, blah. It was this whole thing. But I was like, no, dude, it's a brutal rivalry with bad blood, generational bad blood. Like, that's the story. It's not some, like, you know, evil uncle and lost father story. There can be a little bit of that, but, you know, that's not what the actual arc is. It's about family. It's about family in terms of like found family, biological family, chosen family, all that stuff. Like, that's the main draw of the story at this point. But that was all kind of found through iteration and practice. Overthinking, I think, is when you're stuck on a bad idea, right? So if you're drawing a guy and you're like, okay, I'm in this world and they use squirt guns and it's a rocket squirt gun, and the squirt gun has poison in it, and there's poison in the gun, and but everybody has antidote for the poison, and they've got bottles on them, and also there's also like they wear face shields to hide themselves from the poison, and they've actually got cool boots as well that they can fly, and they actually have jetpacks around, and it's like, it's really cool, and blah 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 blah. And you're thinking like, okay, well, how do I make this make sense? And it's like, okay, well, actually there's like a magic system, and the magic system makes it so that you can conjure a thing, and blah blah blah. Like, that's overthinking in design. When you're needing to support your design with nonsense, I feel like that's a huge pitfall of overthinking and overworking something rather than just letting it go. Like, if you can't really be simple with it, it can be complex, but if you can't like simply explain it, it's tough, man. It's tough. And that's kind of what I realized actually about the ArtStation competition. I looked at all the work that we did, and I looked at all the stuff that we were kind of developing for it, and it really fell short of my standard. And it was actually a real humbling thing to realize, like, you know what? This brief Neo Tokyo, like I would never get hired to work on this project. I would never take the job if I was hired to work on it. And I'm actually unfit to work in this narrative scope, to design characters like this for this reason, to appear in this way. Because with ArtStation challenges, it's design for design's sake. And design for design's sake for me is like excruciating. I hate it. I can't do it. Like it needs to be for something, man. It needs to like be for a story. It needs to matter for me. But yeah, the other thing about overthinking in design is oftentimes your intuitions are right. So if you're like, this isn't compelling or this has been done before, it's like, yeah, honestly, yeah, it's true. But is it a story that you really want to tell? Because if it's a story you really want to tell, you're allowed to do stories that have been done before. Every story has been done before. But if you were in it for the novelty and the novelty's gone, you know, you can get okay with, you can start to become more okay with letting go of some of these ideas that are a little bit more generic, maybe. Possibly. And again, these are all just, you are so free to disagree with me, man. You're so free to do so. You are allowed. Yeah, for sure. No worries, Ulysses. Okay, let's see. Oh. The One Piece live action? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the original One Piece, man. I really should. I've heard such good things, man. Especially after the newest like kind of power up thing, like that Luffy got was so cool. I was like, yo, maybe I do need to watch this show. Maybe I do. Who knows? Who the heck knows? These shapes aren't super, like they're not pushed at all. Like we can maybe push them a little bit, you know? We can push these shapes a little bit, make them a little bit more schwank, a little more schwank. You know, it can be a little schwank. It's allowed. Maybe not that one. Or maybe that one, but a little bit more out. Push it real good, exactly. You gotta push these designs, man. You gotta do it. Cool. Sick. Oh, that's cool, Zella. One Piece first aired on your birthday. That's cool. It's cool when things like line up in your personal life like that. It's pretty sick. Oh, Lashy's here. What up, Lashy? Welcome. Welcome. Whoa. Dude, you're just a One Piece birthday creature. Let's go. Yo, you're allowed to be late, buddy. It's okay. How's the renovations go, man? Oh, no worries, dude. Enjoy the family time, Lashy. Thanks for popping in and saying hey, though. Always good to see you. Finish the house. Let's go. Yo, thanks, man. Yeah, trying to make this chef look clean. If we can. If we actually can. These expressions are pretty wild. I'll say that much. I mean, maybe we could have some fun with this stash part. We can not have a tangent with the thing, but actually improve the gesture. Like, that's fun, right? Like, we want the stash to really emote with the guy. You always want to place the neck behind if you can, even on these very stretched poses. Scoop-a-da-bop. Scoop-a-da-bop. Man, yeah, we've been all over the place today with these questions, ideas, and everything, but it's been good. It's been really good. I think very educational, even for me, man. Stash is looking clean. Bro, it has to. And we love to clear those tangents. Only based moves, no cope. It's so true, Lashy. Very well put. Very well put, buddy. This expression. Maybe my favorite is this guy for sure. He's awesome. Great. Great expression, man. Oh, excellent. Yo, take care, buddy. Thanks for popping in, Lashy. Always, like, strange birds always show up outside my window and around the area. It's great. I will watch the VOD. Buddy, you better. You better watch the VOD. Otherwise, I don't know. Oh, yeah, great reminder, guys. If you're enjoying the content, if you love the stream and all that stuff, definitely drop a like for sure. Definitely, if you want to catch more streams in the future, subscribe. Yeah, it's really great to be here drawing with everybody. It's cool. And for those of you guys who are like watching it back, like, I hope your projects are going really well. Hope life is treating you well and all that good stuff. And yeah, maybe I'll catch you live one day, or maybe not. It's all good. But I appreciate everybody being here. Good vibes only, man. Good vibes only. Truly. Sick. Man, we're doing this all no smoothing. Nice. Only based no smoothing gang in here. I'm joking. You can use smoothing. It's all good. But I always feel like it's more my drawing when I don't have smoothing on, personally. But I've been back and forth on it a little bit. My friends know I've been back and forth on it, that's for sure. We always, whenever we hit this time, like around 2 hours or whatever, I always get super quiet because like I'm a little bit out of steam, a little bit trying to focus and finish some stuff. Something a little strange about this face shape, but maybe we can fix it. We'll see. Well, it kind of does a little bit. It's a little too cheeky on one side. Cool. Cool. All right, we're definitely figuring out a lot here, which is great. I love this guy. He's really fun. Look at him go. He's so cool. Oh yeah, we have to include the exclamation marks. That was like a fun part about the character, right? Cool. I don't know if we'll include the hands here, even though it was like a cool part of the expression. We might leave it open to interpretation, I think. This was such a fun expression. The food in the mouth. I don't even know if I'm doing it right. We'll see. You know, I'm really thinking of Mulan. That scene in Mulan where she's got the face full of soup or rice or whatever. Just like cheeks just totally stuffed. Thinking of that. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. Oh man, this is great. He's like, I'm like craning my neck in the direction that the character is, and I always do that. I love if you guys know Ian McCaig, who's a great artist and illustrator, great designer. He would always be like in his interviews, he's like, I always become the characters that I am drawing. And if I'm drawing a bad character, you don't want to come and talk to me. No, you don't. And I'm like, whoa, Ian. It's a lot of energy you just threw at me, buddy, over the internet, over an interview. I don't know about all that, buddy. And he's just there. Just dishing out all this riz, all this artist riz. Illustrator artist riz, baby. Let's go. So I'm kind of messed up about this, but I like it. So we're just going to keep it, I think. Or do we do the up stash on this guy? His mouth is full. That's kind of funny, right? I like it. We're keeping it. This is great. This guy's awesome. What a fun design, man. I love coming up with a character that's really fun to draw. That's like the best feeling ever, man. Oh yeah, if you don't like the characters you're drawing, you're probably forcing yourself into a style that you don't actually like. If you're not enjoying the process of drawing with the characters, it's like crazy. Zella says, lol, I heard the same with authors when writing villains. Yeah, totally. Become your art. Method acting, artist edition. Exactly, man. Exactly. You got to go method a little bit. So I'm scripting a few videos right now that I'm going to be, I guess, like writing, producing, creating. Maybe I'll do one before October, but most will follow after Lightbox. But I'll be producing a series of videos on art improvement, mastery, certain things that are, I think, going to be really beneficial for people. And one of the themes is definitely method acting, making sure that you know who you are as an artist and how important that is. So we're already breaking the ice on that one. Pretty exciting stuff. But yeah, I know I haven't been super active in the comments of the YouTube videos, but I've seen all of them, and I'm really grateful for everybody who's been shooting comments out. And 100% definitely drop a comment of stuff you want to see more of, stuff that you liked, even suggestions, man. That's totally fine. And yeah, I'll definitely I'll get back to them now for sure. I'm going to do a big, great reply where I reply to all the wonderful comments I've been getting. You guys are awesome. Like, sincerely, just so great. Very, very lucky to have such a wholesome, wonderful audience. Like, damn. Because, like, I was kind of afraid, you know, like, a lot of my friends who are in content creation and stuff, it's like the audience is almost like a scary part of, like, or I don't know, like, certain audiences have a reputation. Like, yeah, I won't. I won't give examples. We don't like to gossip here, yeah. We're not gossiping people today. Zella says, I love world building and character design is great. I could watch it for days. Let's go. Yeah, me too. I could do it for days, man. Maybe I should start streaming. That'd be good, right? Mojo says most wholesome community. Like, actually though, like for real. Like, maybe the only other community I know of that's like super wholesome is like Loisha's community. But that's just like 1 million girlies, so hard to compete with 1 million girlies, you know? Actually, guys, let's take on Loisha's community. Let's go to war with Loish. I'm joking. I love Loish. She was really nice. I met her at Lightbox. She's a really nice lady. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What are we missing here? Is there any point of incoherence in these designs? The only thing I can think of is the nose isn't umphy enough on this eating one. So we got to umph up that nose a bit. Then I think we're good. Yeah, nostrils flared on this big boy. Flared up like a rash, like a spring rash. Nostrils flared like a spring rash. There we go. That's an excerpt of the fan fiction that's going to be written about this guy. Please don't. Please don't fan fiction my characters. I should have never said that. Oof. Oh, Solo's in the chat. Let's go. Let's see. Solo says, Hi, Gabriel. Why designing characters in couples or pairs important or useful? What does it mean? Their personalities play off of each other? Let's see. Colin, that's funny. No, Nabs, don't do it. Don't do it, Nabs. So designing in pairs. Well, let's look, man. Let's look at kind of like ensemble examples. Like, let's say for like a Disney movie where you have a romantic pairing. You have Aladdin. Aladdin's cardboard as hell, dude. Cardboard with a terrible vest. Big old baggy pants. Like Aladdin, he's there. And Jasmine, she's there. And they're both pretty one note, regular people, right? Both pretty one note, regular people. Swing. And let's see who's around them, right? So these two are like pretty neutral. You know, they're net neutched out. Around them is a little monkey guy who's like, burr, 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 burr. You got a parrot who's like going like, Mah. You've got like Jafar, who's like the strangest dude in the game ever. You have the king, who's like a blithering idiot, right? That's his whole thing. His little tiny eyes. You have the king. You have the angry guard, who's just angry and doesn't like Aladdin with his giant mustache, and he's like got a big sword. He's like, I've got a sword, and I've got a this, and I've got a that. Like, any of these characters, could you have any of these a story about any of these other characters? No, they're like super one note. They're two dimensional. So I'm literally just scribbling. Why do we have duos? Well, if it's a romantic pairing, like in every Disney movie ever possible ever, if it's a romantic pairing, then you need two grounded characters that do play off of each other. This time it's romantic, other times it's not romantic, but you need two characters to play off of each other. Or let's say in a Disney show like Gravity Falls, you have Mabel and her brother. What's his name? And like every other character in that movie is like so a type, right? You got Dipper with his hat. He's like regular. Mabel, who's like extreme, but whatever. But they're the duo. You know what I mean? And then you have this like dude who's like a little literal gopher. And you have like the cool older one who's got the vibe. Then you have the uncle who's like insane, literally. And every other character is insane. So it's like when you have a duo, everything else surrounding that duo can be crazy, but you need that core of relatability, right? Usually male, female character bouncing off of or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like usually that's what it is, right? Even in something like Atlantis, even in something like Treasure Planet, you know, you have the character of Jim. I think his name is Jim. Yeah, Jim and the cook, right? Or Treasure Island, even just that archetype, right? You have the cook, and you've got Jim, you know, starry-eyed youngster, and you've got like the I'm the chef guy, but I've got wisdoms and everything like that. Then you have, you know, like Mr. Crow, who's this like super highbrow extreme of a character. I think his name is Mr. Crow. I don't know. And you have like the captain, the blah, 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 all these other characters, but they're all like crazy extremes, right? But the two core are important. Jimbo, me boy. Exactly. But yeah, duos are so important. And then you have comedy duos that play off of each other, right? And then you get it to the commedia dell'arte, archetypes, and everything like that. But designing characters in duos, it should be his own video, man. It needs to be its own video, I think. Because people write these boring stories and have IPs about like such boring characters. And like they're all, you know, when every character is a complex character with a complex this and a this and a that and a this, it's like you just lose steam, man. You lose steam. You can't move forward. You can't have punchy moments. Like you lose so much when you do that, and that's why no one does that. Even shows that have depth, like BoJack Horseman, the depth is still in an extreme. Like the pink cat lady, she's like workaholic. That's her thing. You know, lazy guy who lives in the thing. He's like, that's his thing. He's a lazy guy and he does nothing, but he's a savant sometimes, you know. But the two core characters are Diane and BoJack, and everyone else is a crazy extreme, but they're normal. Like you need those two core normal characters. So the two core normal characters are these people, right? It's the chef and the dragon, and they're both quite zany, but everyone around them can be just absolutely ballistic, right? Or like How to Train Your Dragon, it's the same dynamic. It's Hiccup and the dragon, right? Those are the two characters that we're relating to, and everyone around them is this extreme hyper version of themselves, right? So it's important to know that, learn that, and like recognize that when we're designing for animation, that we're not just designing for like the two main characters. We're designing for everybody. So when we're done with these guys, maybe we'll do some of the waiters, maybe we'll do some customers or whatever, and we'll see what we could come up with, you know? But the two core characters, they need to be like neutral but also expressive, and I think we've got that pretty strong here. Like this is a good duo that could exist just in a vacuum on their own. Like Tom and Jerry is a great duo that can exist in a vacuum. Many other characters can exist in a vacuum, but some can't. Like Luke Skywalker cannot exist in a vacuum. He sucks. He's so boring and lame. You need Han Solo. You need Princess Leia. You need Obi-Wan. You need all these. Like you need them to support Luke, who's like so lame. Okay, we're feeling pretty good here. These are clean. These are clean, dude. Clean. Easy. Easy money, dude. Clean those up so nice. Let's do this guy. Yes. Bro is just trying to go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters. So true. Colin said, when I grow up, I want to be a Disney animal sidekick. Let's go. So funny. All right, let's see here what we got going on here. Ooh, 2.5 hours in. Should probably call it pretty soon, guys. It's going to be that time. All right, let's try and wrap up this guy, and then we'll go from there. We'll do a block in. We may not finish this drawing, but we'll certainly do a block in. So we want it to be a nice clean read from the farthest distance. So it's good to always check back, right? Actually, I'm going to make a separate window. And if you want to make a second window, you can like open the window settings and do a new window for the thing you're on, and then you can have a separate window. So I'll chuck this on my big monitor pretty much, where I usually have the chat and everything, and I can see it at scale. So I can see like what it looks like clean to scale, you know, at the proper size, like how it's going to be in the book. And I can kind of be like, oh, that reads, that's good. That's good. That's good. You know, because 1080p zoomed out from this old Cintiq that I'm on, this ancient Cintiq. Oof. Guys, we got to have like a YouTube glow up where like 6 months go by after I make a bunch of super clickbaity stuff and I have like Ergo Josh's set up and I'm like, welcome guys. Welcome to my zenned out Garden of Eden art studio. We'll do a studio tour at some point, maybe. It's literally just like a tiny room with a cork board and a drawing table behind me for traditional, which is fun. Boop-a-da-boop-ba-doop-boop. All right, the only one's giving me trouble right now is this guy. This guy's kind of weird. I don't know if I like it. We'll look at it with fresh eyes. We'll try it a couple different ways next time. But for now, let's try and punch this out. Boom, 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 boom. Nostril. No, I want it to be consistent. Ooh, airplane. Nice. No, it's not working. Not working at all. It's good to be able to know when something's not working. My girlfriend keeps texting me funny things. I want to look, but I also got to focus. I got to focus. Let's go. Set up, glow up. Exactly. Solo says, thanks. You just said a lot of things that I'm Googling right now. Dude, let's go. Heck yeah. Oh, Colin says, wait, how do you do the second window again? You just go to window and arrange, and there's a little thing for new window there. Window. If you're on Windows, it'll be like in the actual menu thing. And you go to arrange, new window for portfolio pages. It'll basically just like whatever file you're on, you can just start a new window for it. People do that a lot for like reference checking for composition. So if you have a dual monitor, it's great to like chuck another version of it up. The only thing is like it can stretch your GPU, I think. I don't know. I'm not the guy who knows all that stuff, so I'm the guy who draws. Let's just say that, all right? All right. Here we go. All right, this is kind of working now. Stretch out the face a bit. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's as good as we're going to get for now, I think. Gotta keep going. Just gotta keep going, yeah. Gotta keep going on, yeah. Think about the eyes. Nah, I'll fix it. In any case, the face I think just needs to be smaller too, to be like little on this giant bod. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Gosh, look at how hench this guy. We made this guy. He's so hench. All right, we'll make sure all the anatomy is like super clean on him too. When we go to finish, or at least clean enough. Just needs to be cleaned enough. Cleaned enough for me. I miss my buddy Ruben. We'd always do that accent together. That like middle of nowhere British accent. I don't like that. That's not for me. No way. I don't know what kind of trousers this guy's got. If it's like just like a normal chef guy, he's got like little trousers, but I don't know. Maybe he's got little tapered guys like I always do. We'll see. Try it this way, see how we feel. See how we feel tomorrow. You know, these things can always be changed, eh? We gave him little tiny feet. He's got such cute little feet. All right, feeling pretty good, feeling pretty good. Let's bring this home. Remember, we're just doing, you know, well, we can clean up a little bit later if we want. And the color's going to do a lot of work for us too, I think, here. We don't want to be too descriptive with the lines. We want to let the color speak as well. As we always do. As we always do. Haha, Colin says make sure those shoes are no slip with all that olive oil. Man, as someone who has worked in a kitchen, worked in a fine dining restaurant, man, you need the grippers. You need the grippiest shoes you can find, man. Colin knows too. Colin Lore. Doxed? Oops. Awkward. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Whoever's shooting those hearts on by. Much appreciated. All right, these hands are too big, comically large. Hot damn. Big but not unwieldy. Giant ants. Too big. These are too big. Too big. That's fine. We can have his cheek almost like being like the wood is actually like he's like leaning on it a little bit. Maybe. Maybe not. Nah, we'll see. We'll try. We'll try. We'll always try it out, guys. We'll always try it out. At the very least, we'll try. As per usual. As per usual, guys. As per usual. Maybe the spoon handle's a little longer. Oh wait, we solved that by making it much more coming forward, didn't we? Yeah. Or at least we tried. Sweet. All right. This is feeling spoon enough for us. Is this spoon enough for us? Beginning of a weird song. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool. Comically large spoon. Oh, truly, truly large. A large spoon. We actually should make it bigger, to be honest. There we go. Easy money, baby. And he's standing there, and he's got the spoon, and he's the only thing is this hand. We'll fix this hand, right? Because he's holding his belly. He's laughing a lot. He's holding his little belly guy. For now, I think it's okay. I think we're looking good. Once we chuck some flats under these guys, the last thing is this little rascal over here, but we'll solve that pretty quick, I think. Yeah, the last solve here is we want to show the texture of the wood. So like with wood like this, I've been doing a lot of kind of splitting, fraying wood a little. So we want to maybe use a little bit of that knowledge here. Show just how big this spoon is. Show some of the splits in the wood, like it was literally carved out of a log. So the plane change is it's kind of going like there's an edge and the cut is here. So it's like you're showing that diagonal. So like you can show it kind of like this, you know, if this was like a circular thing, because you can see the edge on that side. So you know that this is a plane change, even though this is a straight line. So you can do kind of stuff like that. And then here, if it's really taken from a tree, you'd see kind of some of the grain, which I really like doing. Look a little middle bit, you know. It's just fun to do for this kind of stuff. Then you can kind of play up some of those edges a little bit if you want. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. There she goes. There she goes again. Cool. That's feeling a little better. A little more like our guy. It's feeling a little more like Benny to me, to be honest. Great. All right, guys. Well, we lined up Benny. He's looking pretty good. What do we think? We'll do some of the other elements next time. For now, we got some pretty clean expressions. These expressions are clean. We can make them a little tighter now if we want, a little closer together, you know. Fix a couple elements that are a little bit off, like this hat, for instance. Oh, also we definitely want to duplicate this layer and work on another line art layer as well. But this is cool. This is cool, guys. So we've got Benny. We've got the dragon. They'll kind of have their dynamic worked out soon. We'll kind of bring this arm into better detail next time, I think. Same with the hand a little bit. Fill out some of these knuckles, some of these tendons and whatnot. And maybe we'll try and fix this guy's expression, but maybe it just needs a bit of a curve implication. Yeah, it already kind of fixes it, to be honest. But yeah, this is looking good. We got a lot done today, guys. Great. Great. Look at this. Wow. Who would have thought? Not me. Not me. Yeah, we'll push the shapes a little bit. Make it a little wacky and zany if we want. All right, guys. So to review, what do we have left to do for this? We got to color these guys, add in a couple more elements, and then finish up the kitchen, which may do that off stream. That may be an off stream project. We'll see. I don't know yet. Yeah, the kind of splashy page we have, and then maybe we'll do these foods. I mean, this was a fun little drawing, so I feel like we kind of have to do this food page now. Well, the food they make, right? At least a little. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, guys, this was a really great stream. I really appreciate it. And we got personal for a while, but then we kind of bounced back and bam, drew with some confidence, nailed these expressions. I think we nailed it. And yeah, ready to move on pretty soon. Finish up this page, color them up. Oh, they're going to look so good together. Yes. Very hype. Very, very hype. Yeah, so the next stream is on Thursday. I don't think I'll stream tomorrow. We'll see. I think sticking with the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday is pretty good, but I may start upping the days depending on how much I'm crunching. We'll see. But yeah, guys, no problem for the stream. Hope it was helpful, and we'll be doing some more of this stuff as well this week. So thanks for bearing with and making it through. You guys are awesome, and I'll definitely catch you on the next one. Oh, for those of you who watch this live, you guys are great. You guys are homies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And for those of you watching it back, even more impressive that you made it to the end. Wow. Thank you so much. And yeah, if you liked kind of just hanging out while we sketched and stuff, then definitely subscribe for more. Definitely like the video, and leave a comment about what you want to see more of or whatever. I don't know. And yeah. Oh, and if you want to join our Discord where we do 3 challenges 3 times a week, just kind of hang out and chat and talk about art. All the stuff we talk about on stream, we talk about there too. You guys can join the Discord through the Patreon in the description. $3, and it's a great way to support the stream while we fight to get monetized, man. Good Lord. 4,000 public watch hours to get monetized. And it's hard for your stuff to get seen if it's not monetized. So it's a great way to support the stream. Yeah. All right. All the best, everybody. Peace.